Captain Lewis?
Dr. Quillane?
I got your message. I got here as soon as I could.
Is your lawyer on his way?
Jake, I understand that he is in court today. I left a message for him, and he will call if he's finished early enough.
Well, then, maybe we better just reschedule this session.
No, actually, I would like to get this over as quick as possible.
I have to ask you some questions about Sean Donnelly.
Really? What about Sean Donnelly?
Well, let's put it this way. It's your relationship with Sean Donnelly that I'm mostly interested in.
I really don't think that invasion of privacy is something the police department should concern themselves with.
Well, when murder is concerned, it's a matter of public record.
I had nothing to do with Alan's death, Captain Lewis, and I resent that implication.
You are still going to have to answer questions about you and Sean, and I'm also going to ask you to retrace your steps for that 24-hour period before your husband's plane crash, so you might want to reconsider and, reschedule this until your lawyer is present.
As I said, Captain, I have nothing to hide.
I'm also going to ask you questions about Sean Donnelly's activities, any information you might have about that in that same 24-hour period.
Why don't you just be straight with me? Are you saying that Sean Donnelly is a suspect in Alan's death?
Let's put it this way. There's evidence now that points the finger directly at your friend, Mr. Donnelly. I have to go on record, Mr. Meyer, that I urged your client to reset this meeting until you could be available.
And I have to go on record to say I insisted on going on without you, Jake.
Really? And you say you have further questions?
I do.
And I do, too. Captain Lewis has said the police have new evidence as far as Alan's plane crash. I'd like to know what the facts are, what all that evidence is.
Fine. I'll tell you what we have. We've got some pottery shards that were found in the plane. Also, we have some evidence that there was a chemical substance in the fuel line that caused the plane to crash.
And what has all this to do with Monica?
Well, those pottery shards were reconstructed into a Mexican cup, and Chief Devane thought that that came from a set that Sean Donnelly owned.
Thought? Thought? Tell me something, Captain. Whatever happened to the lost art of sticking to hard facts?
Well, I'm sure that by now Chief Devane will have verified that fact.
What, that little cup is, in fact, property of Sean Donnelly?
Even so, who's to say that somebody didn't plant it on Alan's plane in order to incriminate Sean? And more to the point, what has all this got to do with my client? Do you have any evidence at all that would link all this to Monica? If not, I would say this is harassment.
All right. Fine. That'll be all for now. I would like to say that, don't leave town without letting us know, Dr. Quartermain.
Well, do I have a problem?
I think we both have a problem. You let him ask you questions here without your lawyer present? Are you nuts?
Jake, I don't have anything to hide. Besides, what Lewis asked me, I'd already answered when Anna Devane questioned me.
What else did he ask you about?
Well, he wanted to know what I was doing 24 hours preceding Alan's plane crash, and I told him.
Everything?
Well, yeah, listen, Jake, but are you doubting my innocence?
No, Monica, I'm not doubting your innocence. I have to be sure that you're leveling with me 100%.
Look, I'll say it again. I don't have anything to hide.
What about Sean? Does Sean have anything to hide?
Jake, nothing will make me believe that Sean had anything to do with Alan's death.
And this new evidence doesn't put any doubt in your mind at all?
No, not at all. I mean, what would Sean gain by killing Alan?
Well, try this. What Sean would gain is you.
He already had me. I was in divorce proceedings, Jake. It was just a matter of time before we would be together.
But, Monica, I have to see things through the eyes of the police if I'm going to protect you. I have to go over all the possibilities.
All right, why don't you just explore those possibilities with me?
Sure. All right, let's hypothesize. What would motivate you to kill Alan?
Oh, Jake.
Come on, Monica, play along now. Answer the question.
Well, I don't have an answer for that.
If pushed, what would push you over the edge?
Jake, I don't know. I mean, come on, give me a break.
Come on. What? What?
My child. I lost my child.
And Alan fought you tooth and nail on that.
No, but Jake, I didn't believe it. I wouldn't win. I was going to win that first round in the court. I mean, in spite of Alan's scare tactics.
What scare tactics?
Nothing.
Come on, Monica, level with me. It sounds like Alan was threatening you.
Jake, look. If Alan is desperate, and he was, he can be very vengeful.
Vengeful?
What? What are you driving at?
I was just wondering how far Alan might go to punish you.
What?
It's possible Alan committed suicide. And that would be the ultimate punishment, wouldn't it?
Huh. I never thought of that.
Well, think about it now.
Well, there would certainly be a real opportunity for to implicate me, to implicate Sean, to both of us. I don't... Maybe
Well, it's just a theory. But it's worth pursuing.
Well, how do you do that?
Think of all the conversations you've had with Alan since the divorce proceedings began.
Jake, come on. We didn't have conversations. We were just at each other's throats.
All right, whatever. Think of anything Alan might have said that would indicate that he was planning to take his own life.
All right, but I'm going to have to think about it.
All right. Let me know as soon as you have something. And don't leave anything out, no matter how trivial you may think it is. Okay.
Jake, thank you for coming over.
I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Monica was cool, calm, and collected the whole time.
Oh, yes. And perfectly willing to talk to me without her lawyer being present.
Well, it's really opposite to Sean Donnelly, who was very hot under the collar the whole time.
Speaking of Donnelly, let me amend my statement. You know, she got knocked off her pins when I told her that pottery cup belonged to Sean.
Yeah. Sean was furious, too, when I told him that we found the cup in Alan's plane.
Well, you know, Monica pitched the theory that the cup was probably stolen from Sean and planted in Alan's plane.
Yeah, that's what Sean said, too.
Did he have any other theories about the parachute?
Well, he just reiterated the claim that he'd been set up.
So where do we go from here?
I don't know. I can't let them off the hook. You know, whether it's circumstantial evidence or not. All the evidence points towards Sean, and with Sean, you get Monica.
A package.
Do you think the package is too neat?
I think I'll reserve judgment till I come up with a better theory. How about you? You come up with any other angle?
Yeah.
Yeah?
As a matter of fact, I have.
Okay, care to run it by me?
Well, it's an avenue we haven't explored yet.
Well, let's do that, by all means.
What if Alan Quartermain committed suicide?
We are in a lot of trouble.
Oh, come on, Monica. Don't let Anna and her buddy Lewis intimidate you. That divide and conquer tactic is older than the book it was written in.
And you were sounding like we're guilty of something.
We are not guilty of anything. It's just that I am furious about Anna letting Lewis put you through that third degree again.
Oh, don't worry about me. It's you who should worry about you. Right now, just your business card lying around is incriminating evidence.
And that's no joke.
That parachute? I don't believe
I
it.
have been racking my brain about that parachute. It is so blatantly obvious that someone placed it in my warehouse just to be found, that's all.
Okay, well, don't stop there. Go on. I mean, we didn't put it there. You didn't put it there. So who did plant it there? Who is out? Who's setting us up?
That's pretty obvious, too. Edward, Jimmy Lee, or both.
All right, you can go on with that, too. Look, I know that Edward and Jimmy Lee don't like you. In fact, they hate you. They'd like nothing better than to frame you or see you rotting in jail, for that matter. But I know for a fact they would never go to any lengths like killing Alan.
What are you thinking, then?
Well, I don't know. If the police insist that Alan's death was not an accident, and you know you didn't do it, I know I didn't do it, then who did?
Alan have any enemies?
I don't know. None that I know of, John.
All right, then, if you are not aware of any of his enemies, and the only other explanation I can come up with is that Alan committed suicide. Does that shock you?
No, it doesn't shock me because Jake brought that up earlier. And I thought at the time that was pretty logical.
I really have to give Alan credit. I mean, he pulled off that suicide brilliantly, step by step by step. And here we are, the prime suspects.
No. No, we're not, because I don't agree with it.
Why not?
Because I know Alan, Sean. I know him. He's an egotist. He's too selfish to do away with himself.
Oh, that's great. You just dumped all the guilt back in our laps.
All right, but we just can't sit back, be passive about it.
No, we can't. So we just have to wish each other luck. Because if we don't come up with an explanation fast, we're going to be facing a murder charge, and that is premeditated murder, first degree love.